Welcome to Caps and Cards. I'm your host, Spuddy J18, and I am joined today by, go ahead, Tyler.
North Shore Fitteds here. Today we're going to talk about savages in the box and on the gridiron. We want to talk about Trent Frederick and the Bruins game yesterday. That those of you who don't know, I was at. Here's an official warm-up puck from the game, and I'm going to switch my cap to the Selly. All right, Noble North. This is the one I wore to the game.
Hell yeah.
Kaprizov. I got to see Kaprizov score in person before he got injured.
Very cool.
It was his injury, Kaprizov's injury, that sparked the first fight with Frederick. Because Frederick had a nasty hit in them. Those who don't know Trent Frederick, he's a third line forward on the Bruins, who's a goon, as they would call it. Old school hockey player. He got a 7-minute major penalty for fighting.
All right, so let me break in here and comment on why that is a 7-minute penalty as opposed to just a 5-minute penalty. So the extra 2 minutes is for instigating, meaning he started the assault and the fight on top of that 5-minute major for fighting. And the Wild player, Foligno, came to his defense and then fought Fredericks. And that was the whole situation here. But they gave the Wild the power play for 2 minutes because of that rough hit on Kaprizov.
Yeah, it was Wild in person. You could tell it was a little bit of a dirty hit. Even as a Bruins fan, I'm rocking the Winter Classic that I got in too. Yeah, Wild blank. Although if they win the cup this year, it's gonna be it's probably gonna be a Kaprizov.
He's just absolutely filthy, and in that outdoor game, he was just cut above. I mean, we were watching it. Joey and Steve were watching it. Everybody was watching it because it's an out of body experience to have your team in the Winter Classic, and I think it's truly an honor.
You guys initiative one, weren't you guys as Canadians in 2008?
We were the first team to play the Penguins back in 07.
Or it was 2008. The first one.
Well, it? Penguins.
Yeah. But
at the Ralph, we will not call it anything else.
Pretty cool though. Winter Classic stuff. It's like it's fun, especially now that baseball and all the other sports are pursuing it. The NBA is pursuing an outdoor game now too.
Yeah. I honestly could see that being really fucking cool, like Rucker Park in Brooklyn, and there's a lot of good street ball locations. I don't know how you're gonna pack a lot of people into a street court for basketball. It may draw some hard or maybe just low amount of people. Like maybe they only let 100 people go to the game, and I'm not really sure how they're gonna do that.
The other savage I wanted to talk about was Aaron Rodgers, the owner of the Chicago Bears sports organization. I got the on field for a few years ago.
The owner of the Bears. Wait. Time out. Owner of the Bears. All right, proceed.
So he said if the current COVID regulations stand for the Super Bowl, if the Packers were to make it, he will sit out.
And ultimately, that means Jordan Love will have to play the Super Bowl, having barely even played the entire season, getting first reps.
Aaron Rodgers making a statement about the COVID protocol about being tested when you're non-symptomatic.
You made a comment briefly about Aaron Rodgers that you should definitely say here.
Oh, that he should be he's getting ready to run for office like Donald Trump anywhere but Wisconsin though.
I think he can make it there too. Honestly, I think there's enough red people that don't want it, and if you're a first responder, what's up? And I think he would make it there because that's a red state.
Wisconsin can go either way. They usually traditionally go blue.
But it's just the way of. I think there's enough Packer fans that are red, and when you move a fan base like that, traditionally, like an original six team, like you have Boston. Boston traditionally would have had the entire Northeast. So like I would have seen the entire Northeast as red. So that's the way I kind of see things. But I mean, tell me different.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is just a savage. He doesn't give two fucks anymore, especially after them benching him in the NFC Championship game last year and they kicked the field goal first. You take your best player off the field, they kick the field goal with the hopes that you're going to recover an onside kick.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell the more the success they have this year, though, the more likely he is to stay. If they win another Super Bowl, I think he stays.
I mean, wouldn't it be such a great story to have Aaron Rodgers and the Packers win the Super Bowl? However, I mean, we both have teams that are dominantly going to make the playoffs this year. So, like,
Yeah,
are you not excited right now? Like, I'm jumping out of my seat talking about it.
as a New England fan, it's more of an expectation than a excitement. It's a return to normalcy here after those 20 years of dominance we've had.
So I'm gonna say the one thing that I know Buffalo radio play guys, jockeys, whatever the hell, Steve Tasker and all them have been kind of afraid to say, but I want Mac Jones because I want to see the rookie bust out in the playoffs.
So we could still be the number one seed. If you guys lose, the Titans lose, and the Colts lose, we're the number one seed.
We're all Jets fans on Sunday.
Let's go, Jets.
Or whatever the hell, whoever you're playing. That's who we're a fan of.
In Miami, you guys want the Fish to win.
Yeah, okay. So now that we're on camera, the Dolphins are 8-0 against quarterbacks with O's in their name. And I'm not saying that's a lot of vowels to pick from, but I mean, of the five, that's pretty good.
Traditionally do lose to Miami. Depending on what way, we could be facing each other first round in the playoffs, in the wild card.
But I don't think that the Jets have a very bad week coming up where they couldn't upset somebody this week to make a statement against another team. The Jets were right in there with Tampa Bay up until that last play of the game. The Jets were in that fucking game, man. That shit was tight.
Yeah, just like Antonio Brown, we're talking about Tom Brady. Did you see Antonio Brown talking about Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Can't on his own anymore. He's an old man.
I mean, I love all these stories. I love what's coming out about it. And I love that it's not happening in New England, even though I would love it even more if it was. But I know Belichick would never let it happen. And I know you're going to be here to say that.
Yeah,
but
most definitely.
I can tell you the tablet would have never happened in New England. I can tell you that the slamming of the helmet and all that bullshit would have never happened in New England. And I can tell you this bullshit with Tom Brady would never fucking happen in New England. That's why Antonio Brown lasted one game in New England. 2 catches, 1 drive, a touchdown. That's it. Antonio Brown, stat line.
Well, the official story was that he said something about Robert Kraft.
I mean, when you're that deep in championships and rings, can you really blame Tom Brady? I don't think it was about Robert Kraft. I think it was about the New England pay for tits. But excuse my pun.
You're just mad because we're in New England. We won 6 rings.
Wait. I brought my card just so I could make that joke. Wait, no, wrong card.
6 picks like our 6 Super Bowls.
No, I had the Dick Felt Patriots card, but somebody was asking me about it, and I was like, "This is the most expensive football card I've ever purchased, just solely on name." And then he asked me what the second was, and then I showed him a picture of Dick Pole Beavers card, and
Big game for the Cowboys tomorrow night too. It's the Eagles in Philly. It could
yeah.
knock
So
the
I
Patriots.
have a statement I want to read about the Sunday matchups. I sent it to you, but tell me about the Cowboys.
It's like kind of a must win for them because they want to try to get that. They want to sneak in that 3 seat. They don't want to drop down to the 4. And if the Rams win, they have to win.
All right, so on Sunday, the Colts play the Jaguars at 1 p.m. Eastern time. The Chargers play the Raiders later that night. The winner of that game goes to the playoffs, and the loser gets eliminated. But if the Jaguars beat the Colts, the Chargers and Raiders could then both get into the playoffs with a tie, meaning Sunday night, both teams could simply agree to end the game in a tie, and both teams would automatically make the playoffs. You might ask, how on earth would the Colts lose to the Jaguars in the first place? Keep in mind that the Colts haven't won a single game in Jacksonville since 2014.
Luck's second year as a quarterback.
It's there's a lot of significant stats about 2014.
They should have ran the ball.
Yeah, I was about to go there. I was about to go to Marshawn so fast. You beat me to it. You want to run the ball? Nah, I'll pass.
And then Marshawn Lynch and not Marshawn Lynch, Richard Sherman and Michael Crabtree. He ripped his chain.
Yeah. Those were good games. The kind of heat that you got in those NFL playoff games is missing from today's action. Like when Spencer Brown took that beer out of that fan's hands, and he got fined $50,000 for celebrating with the beer, and he said he tweeted it just the other day. He said that was the most expensive Bud Light of my career.
What was
Of my life.
you know players jerseys they get a piece
No,
on the jerseys.
repeat that. You kind of like,
So when the players swap jerseys,
yeah.
they get $10K a piece.
Oh, that's cool.
They're paid for the replacement.
So John Feliciano last week, he played against one of his former teammates, and I don't remember who that was, but instead of sending him his jersey after the game, he sent him his jockstrap, and John Feliciano tweeted it because he signed his jockstrap and sent it to him. He tweeted it back and said, I just thought it would be bigger.
Crazy world out there.
What's that?
Crazy world out there. Yes, it's a crazy world out there. It's just crazy that these guys are just speaking their minds, doing what they want. Whether it be on the ice, Frederick going after, he's going to go after, being an old Sky Goon, or Aaron Rodgers just not giving a fuck and no filtering it.
I don't know what position you played in football, but like when I was playing hockey, like being the winger, you were kind of like the fuck off, pardon my French, but you were the asshole. Like I kind of made my reputation being that guy. And the way Steve Tasker talked about just other players that I grew up knowing, Darius, and just interviewing these guys, I can see the lineman being just like the grossest there is. Like I can tell you, all right, there was one guy that was just being a wicked asshole to me, and I knew that he waited till the last minute to dress in the locker room. So I lined his gear with fucking icy hot, head to toe. And even the jock. And so he had it on his head. He was like, man, I'm fucking sweating. We're out there for warm-ups. It's a little cold out there, so it takes a minute to heat up. and he's like sweating. He's like, bro, I think I got a fever or the flu, like I'm like, I don't know. He like comes up to me, rubs me on the arm. He's like, man, I'm not feeling good. Like we do another lap. He's getting worse and worse. Takes his helmet off, is white. He's like, what the fuck? So I mean, when you really like, you got to try to earn the respect. I feel like you do whatever you got to do, and you really don't hear about that these days. It wasn't hazing. It was just like, you got to make your name back.
So for those who don't know, I played D-line, a little bit of O-line in high school. So I was in the trenches. It was more like a mutual agreement where we're going to be like the Chargers and Raiders, where you're not going to try too much. I'm not going to try too much. We're just going to make it look good. Try to get the ball out.
There you go.
Try to make room for the linebacker. And that was all my job. Or to try to stop the gap for the linebacker to come through. Or to open or set a block for a run play on a toss.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty simple. The only crazy offensive lineman I could think of off the top of my head was probably Vince Wilfork, because he gave no fucks either.
All right. So like, I'm not saying that linemen don't get like their worth, but up until I played Mutt, like dedicated, like fucking threw my life away, I didn't know that the Saints left tackle was like the best in the game. And like, I threw my life away one year just to play Madden, like as hard as everybody plays it. And it's like, honestly, right now, I can't even tell you who it is right now, but like, I know it's the Raiders center. I know it's the Patriots right guard, or the Bills right guard. It was Richie Incognito. Then it was Spencer Brown. And then you got your two tackles on the outside. And I beat those names into my head, and it was absolutely filthy, just like what I was doing. Like, but now, like, if I see some of the names, I instantly recognize them, like Ronnie Lott as a corner. You'll never forget him, the way he wore his shoulder pads and stuff. He looks like the invincible guy almost.
Lott also amputated a finger, so you keep playing. Those are the guys Brady watched growing up. Brady watched Montana's 49ers. That's why he plays with the he does.
Dude, I really think that there's just a lot of players that need to see some of this older game footage. And I'm not saying that Singletary isn't the answer for the Bills, but things were looking a lot better when Josh Allen started coming into the picture and running the ball, and they were doing these fakes. McKenzie came in, Gabe Davis. There was
if you face us in the playoffs, you better hope to God it's not like it was on that Monday night. If it's snowing and crappy out, and we can run it up like the middle with Damian.
That was one topic on Wednesday. Tasker and then I listened to Bulldog's show afterwards, and they were talking about, if the weather's bad, they, how will the Bills combat that? And I was just like, fuck, man. You live to play in this weather, but you also live to die in it. That's just the fandom. But I mean, it's going to be fun either way.
Personally, as a Patriots fan, I'd rather play the Bengals. I want the situation to work out where we play the Bengals if we have to play a wild card game.
I don't trust your defense against the Bengals, because the Bengals put up way more points than your average points per game.
But we can shut down Jamar Chase. You shut down Jamar Chase, you shut down that offense.
I disagree.
And Burrow's ass on the ground because their offensive line.
He has another wide receiver that he was the second wide receiver. He was chucking that ball to like hella.
But the question is, with Matt Judon on the D-line, can Matt Judon get to him? And he can, because Burrow's been gotten to a lot. His offensive line is trash.
I don't know. Burrow is making some fast throws. If you watch that Chiefs game last week, Burrow was making insane throws in less than like 2 seconds.
The only team I wouldn't want to play in the playoffs in the AFC is the Chiefs and Indy.
Okay, now you're saying similar things to what I've been exposed to. But I do listen to some of your radio, and you know that because we've all said it. We don't want to have Jonathan Taylor run our ass. I mean,
the second time this year.
a second time, and Derrick Henry's back this week. So now everybody's like, uh-oh.
I don't think he'll be the same after that injury, just because it's a high ankle injury, and the way he's such a big guy, he ain't gonna be like footloose and fancy free and going through that line like that. Would that thing not be fully healed?
I agree, and that brings me to my second point. Etienne, that's why he's not playing this season with Lawrence from Clemson. He's taking care of himself, and I think he'll have a longer durability in the league because of that. Henry, it would be a mistake to play him this week.
I would say everybody wants to be Frank Gore, but no running backs can achieve that feat of being that guy. Frank Gore, for those who don't know, is an NFL free agent. I'd love to see somebody pick him up for the playoffs, especially with the new COVID thing.
Come back to the Bills, baby.
He's got to go to a team he's never been on, so he can say he's like a journeyman. Have another jersey hanging on his rack.
See, when I bought that card, originally he was third all time in rushing, but I think he's second.
Yeah, he still needs like 2,000 more yards or 1,000 more yards to catch up to Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, showtime.
Which will never occur. He'd have to play probably for like another 10 years.
He played long enough to see his son join the league, though. So that's pretty fucking cool, man.
I thought his son's still in college. He played for the draft this year.
Yeah, he's coming out.
Hopefully.
The next draft, Frank Gore Jr. should be coming out. So, I mean, that's pretty incredible to have that kind of a long life and to maintain that. Like, he had such a strong yards per carry. His yards per carry was almost 5 lifetime. That's impossible.
It personally be really cool to see him like Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. be teammates. Whoever his son gets signed by, just signed Frank Gore for the first few games so they can play together.
I feel like Prince Fielder and Cecil Fielder did that.
Possibly. It'd just be so cool to see a father and son play with each other.
Like Cal Ripken, I think, did that. Roger really Clemens hit his son in a fucking game. He was like, fuck you, and he threw it at him.
What was it? So here's my thing that would be kind of cool about that is Frank Gore be able to steal his own son's touchdowns when he gets down the one.
I still think he can do it.
Yeah, he definitely can. He's in great physical shape.
I don't think I sent it to you the other day, but I saw a picture of T.O. Like,
people saying that T.O. isn't that bad now after the Antonio Brown thing. Dude's like helter skelter.
Time out. Let me finish this. T.O. was bad, but however, in today's current climate, if you had a COVID-struck roster, would you not call T.O.?
Possibly. I'd see at least get a workout and see what he can do.
He looked like, dude, I thought I was looking at a picture of Morgan Freeman. I'm not trying to be silly. I saw him and I was like, bro, you look crazy. T.O., I don't remember you like that. What's up? And when he was at that Bills game, he was energy. Bro, what happened to you, T.O., man? I remember T.O.'s, and like that was way before Josh Jackson, Flutie, like just after Flutie Flakes and Bledsoe's.
It was in the middle of the drought, right? It was in the middle of the drought. You randomly decided to sign with the Bills.
Okay,
then
so it was right after Bledsoe's O's Cheerios, and then they came out with TOs. He had his own cereal. We were in line to get his autograph. Like it was just cool, man. Like
no, Terrell Owens put up the best numbers of his career in that final season of the Bills. Just to prove a
TO's a
point.
fucking legend, man. I don't care, rings or not. TO and Randy Moss are like boom. They have incredible numbers. Megatron. I wish Calvin Johnson could have really. I just wish they would have traded him, man.
So I got another cool question for you. Is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer in your eyes?
Just to be a dick, yeah, but because they beat the Patriots, but also, I think a rule came out because of them beating the Patriots. I feel like the helmet catch or something was.
Yeah, the helmet catch. You can't use the helmet.
I feel like that was one of the
You know,
Giants games.
you know who the only other quarterback with 2 Super Bowl rings? There's only one quarterback currently with 2 Super Bowl rings that's eligible for the Hall of Fame that isn't in.
2 Super Bowl rings eligible for the Hall of Fame that
But
is not in. Russell Wilson.
That's nope. He's retired. Been retired. AFC.
AFC. Drew Brees. Hang on. Reverse. Let me
Jim
see.
Plunkett.
Whew. Oh shit, you went deep. What team?
Jim Plunkett was originally with the Patriots.
I was about,
He
yeah,
sucked.
I was gonna, dude, I was just looking at that 60s fucking Patriots set too.
Yeah, he sucked with us, and the Patriots cut his ass, and he went to Oakland with John Madden, and then he stuck around long enough where he was called upon.
Oh, fuck.
Huh?
I just
He
said,
has,
boom.
he has the 500 career record. He's similar to Eli Manning. The only difference is he doesn't have a brother and father who were in the league. I think it's only because of Eli Manning's name and the 2 Super Bowl rings is the reason he gets in.
So I was an Eli fan because of his like pocket presence coming out of the draft. He had a much better like poise, and he just had a better overall like command of his offensive line, receivers, the way he threw the ball. It was just natural. And I don't know if that comes with coaching. I don't know if that comes with anything else. But honestly, that shit was like, it was really cool to watch. And the New Jersey Giants were very lucky to have him.
So the real New York team's up Buffalo. You heard it here first, folks.
Josh Allen said there's only one New York team. And then WKBW, ABC, Channel 7 News said the New Jersey Jets play us on Sunday. I still don't think that's going to be an easy game though, bro. Like it's still I just the way like we played Tampa, we came out in the second half. That's the team I want to see all the time.
But the question is, I heard that team that played us, they got outplayed by running the ball right up the middle.
I want to see the team that played Tampa in the second half in that fourth quarter the entire time.
Jacksonville, the same team we put 50 points on.
See, what disappointed me in those stat lines was that Mac didn't have 400 yards passing. He didn't have one receiver that he really favored. Like, if you look throughout history and Tom Brady and Julian Edelman and pick any receiver, but mostly Julian Edelman. If you look at Tom Brady to Edelman, 12 plus 11 equals 6 every fucking time. It doesn't matter.
I'm going to say this Julian Edelman was overrated, even as a Patriots fan.
He
Everybody
was
hyped.
he was
Everybody hyped.
incredibly dependable. It doesn't matter on a check
Everyone hyped
down or a
Julian Edelman.
regular down. He was incredibly dependable. You cannot counter that.
No, so every Patriots fan back in the day thought Julian Edelman was like what Cooper Kupp was now. He just never had the red
I
zone.
don't think he's that. But nobody ever, I mean, okay, so he only had one chance to throw a ball, and I think it was in the Super Bowl against the Eagles.
It was in the playoffs against AFC.
You remember that? It was the flea flicker, but then he fucking tossed it for a touchdown.
Yeah, Danny Amendola.
He didn't get a chance. Tom was just so good that Danny didn't even get a chance in trick plays. Can you imagine that? Having that kind of talent and being dished to the side? I mean, other than 10 yards and out, Julian Edelman was wasted. He was purely wasted on 10 and outs.
I think the Bucs are screwed now that Godwin's out for the year, and now Antonio Brown's gone.
They still have Mike Evans, and they still have
Scotty
the tight
Miller.
end. Not Gronk.
Ebron, I think.
Yeah. Ebron.
I think it's Eric Ebron, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's another big name. Like, he's a big guy.
Oh, I think he was the guy that was with the Titans a few years ago.
He's like, man, shit. Fuck. Unprepared. You hit me with a wild one and I couldn't hit the slider.
Okay, but in general, I think the Bucs are real tight at wide receiver, and you're going to see their offense limited now because they're not going to have Antonio Brown on the outside. They not
still
going to
have Fournette, and that was a big part of the Bucs against the Bills, and then they fixed it, and got to go back.
I don't know. I think it's funny when Brady runs now because they don't cover spy him like every other quarterback in the league. They let him run. Bruce Arians said he thinks it's retarded. He goes,
fun fact,
ball.
Josh Allen has the highest yards per carry of quarterbacks and the fastest to 400 of all current quarterbacks.
I think he's chasing Newton up there now for yards now too.
Lamar.
Do you, after the way Huxley played for the Ravens, do you see them moving on
from Huntley?
Yeah,
I like Huntley. I think he's a good backup. But
do you pay Lamar all that money?
You pay Huntley as your insurance policy right now. You do not let him go. If you let him go, he's gonna fuck you the wrong way. That's the easiest way I can say it. You do not let a quarterback go that's in your system, that knows how to play with your players, has won games, and then you play the game to the end and lose by one? Are you fucking kidding me? Just because you wanted to win the game instead of go to overtime? Bro, the way your quarterback was playing in the fourth quarter, he was playing like fucking Tom Terrific MVP, and you threw the game away on a 2-point conversion. That's one play. But I digress.
Another controversial opinion here. Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady, other than the championship thing. If blind eye, you had to take two quarterbacks based on their skills, who do you take?
I would have taken Rodgers, hands down, because he was the guy. Like, every team wanted him.
He fell in the draft. The Niners wanted a quarterback. Alex Smith was selected over him. He fell all the way to the, I think, 10th or 18th pick.
I don't want to bring up the name that the Bills passed over, but that same year, the fucking Niners drafted Joe Montana.
The Patriots traded the pick to the Niners that got Jerry Rice.
So like, I'm just saying it can happen to anybody. Like, it's not just. That's what's so cool about football, and that's what I'm so thankful for, like, this relationship and like the fact that we can clash. I'm super cool with that, and that we are who we are, and I like that you back your side and you come at me strong. You bring some strong stuff, and I like to be able to, well, let me dig myself out of this hole because it doesn't matter how deep it is, you got to start somewhere. And
Definitely going to be an exciting year. It's cool that the AFC is like this up in air. Is usually at this point in the season, we already know the seeding. It's
yeah,
going to be a question of whether some people might get in or not. It's never been like where so many teams can make the playoffs and so many teams can't make the playoffs.
yeah. So I know it's pretty late in the video, but I got to give a shout out to J38C for hooking me up with the Cobra Kai from Lids. I know it's a little curved, but I don't mind it. Fits nice. Fucking, it's pretty perfect. I'm gonna give it 2 okay symbols. And then I'm gonna give a shout out to the Josh Allen mask card for being my new crack. So if you see any Josh Allen cards, you got any Josh Allen cards like that one, I'm hunting the out of 500 and all those close variants all the way to the end. We're getting ready for the playoffs, guys. So TJ, give me your closing argument, and the floor is yours.
I'm going to say go Patriots, go Packers. Packers locked up number 1 seat. So they'll be sitting the first one out. And it's going to be a rough go going through Lambeau this time of year with the snow, the cold. That big storm that hit us on the East Coast front came from out Midwest. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's going to be interesting who makes it in the AFC and who we end up playing. There is a scenario where the Patriots can still end up with that number 1 seat. And that usually entails us winning a Super Bowl with track record. And if Belichick's able to do that with a rookie quarterback, there'll be no doubt he is the greatest of all time.
He did it once before.
He's never done it with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, when he sat Bledsoe. When he sat Bledsoe, he played Brady. He was a rookie.
Brady was a rookie. He sat that year 2000.
Essentially a rookie.
Yeah, he wasn't.
When you go by games played, Brady had never played regular season games. And when Bledsoe got hurt before he got traded to us, and then he won the Super Bowl, that was, if you go by like baseball terms, that's still a rookie deal.
So the way the NFL works, it'd be like his rookie year would have been in 2000. 2001 would have been his second year in the league. Just like Patrick Mahomes sat his rookie year.
I just think it should be counted as a rookie deal. But that's just me because he didn't
only
play.
True quarterback to win a Super Bowl. There's no rookie quarterback that's ever made a Super Bowl.
So are you wrapping up on that note?
It's gonna be interesting who wins Rookie of the Year. Whether it be Waddle. Waddle has a chance with the receptions. Jamar Chase has been putting incredible numbers up. Mac Jones, I said, has a slightly less chance just because he hasn't been affecting the Patriots as much, just because of all the free agency signings. You can say he brought winning culture back, and he's trying to bring that turnoverless football back. But these last few weeks definitely sank his chances. I believe it's going to Jamar Chase. Then probably second, maybe Mac Jones. Then probably third, Jalen Waddle, just because Miami's been eliminated from the playoffs. I don't know how you feel on that topic, and I'll give you the floor over to you, and we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, I'm going with Jamar Chase for rookie of the year. Hands down, nobody has had the ball more in their hands than Jamar Chase, other than Joe Burrow when he's feeding it to him. You can't give me a receiver on any team, any place. Give me time, place, whatever. Jamar Chase has the ball in his hands. He's that kind of player. He's going to make a difference and he's going to get in the end zone. And you saw that this week when the Bengals beat the Chiefs. So I fucking hate the Chiefs, and everybody knows that. TJ doesn't really understand that because of the fact that we grew up kind of hating the Patriots and they didn't really grow up hating anybody because they were just so good. So it's
So the two teams we were taught to hate here were definitely the Giants and definitely the Jets.
so other than the Giants and the Jets, yeah, we were taught to hate the Patriots and we were taught to hate the NFC, like the Cowboys, the
The
Eagles,
NFC East, the
the
Skins,
Redskins, or the football team.
they're announcing their name 22.
Okay,
I think it's
sounds good.
the Red Tails.
Mm.
Because the jersey, the leaks of the jersey showed stars on like a plane logo.
Cool. Let me wrap up my statement here and then we'll call it. So I believe it's going to be an exciting playoff. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Like and subscribe as you know. I'm not going to beg for anybody to like and subscribe to us. If you like what we're doing, let us know. As always, we are Caps and Cards. I'm Spidey J18 and he's North Shore Fitteds. Peace, love, and caps, y'all.